Today we're going to be doing lesson 1-4B, solving equations using PCVNA. The learning target is the same as yesterday. I can solve an equation by using the PCVNA technique. Just a reminder, the P stands for parentheses, you get rid of by distributing. The C stands for combined like terms, one side at a time. The V stands for variables on one side, preferably your left. Numbers on the right hand side, and then last but not least, attach a number to your x you get rid of by dividing. So let's look at these level 4 questions, which are equations of the distribution level 1. In my first equation, I have 3 times x minus 10 equals negative 9. I do have parentheses. Let's get rid of them by distributing. So I do 3 times x and 3 times negative 10. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 10 is a minus 30, and that's equal to negative 9. There's nothing to combine. Nothing to combine. All my variables are on one side. So now I need to get rid of my numbers. So I need to get rid of this minus 30. So to do that, I'm going to add 30 to both sides of my equation. So I get 3x equals negative 9 plus 30, which is 21. And then I get rid of that attached 3 by dividing. So I'm going to divide both sides of my equation by 3. And I get x is equal to 7. And that's my final answer. Number 2. I have 3 times x plus 7 equals 45. I do have parentheses. So I'm going to distribute that 3. So I get 3x plus 21 because 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times x is 3x. And that's equal to 45. There's nothing to combine. Nothing to combine. So I cross out the C now. All my variables are on the left-hand side, but my numbers are not on the right-hand side. I got to get rid of this plus 21. So I'm going to subtract 21 from both sides of my equation. So I get 3x equals 45 minus 21 is 24. And then last but not least, I get rid of that 3 by dividing. So divide both sides of your equation by 3, and I get x is equal to 8. And that's my final answer. Number 3. I have 2 times 2x minus 6 equals 28. So do I have parentheses? Yes, I do. We distribute. So 2 times 2x, 2 times negative 6. 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times the negative 6 is a minus 12, and that's equal to 28. There's nothing to combine. My variables are on one side. I need to get my numbers on the other. So I need to get rid of that minus 12. So I'm going to add 12 to both sides of my equation. So I get 4x equals 28 plus 12 is 40. And now I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides of my equation, which isolates my x and gets me x to be equal to 10. And that's your final answer. Number 4. I have 7 times 2y minus 10 equals 14. I do have parentheses. I have to distribute. So I'm going to distribute 7 to 2y and 7 to a negative 10. 7 times 2y is 14y. 7 times a negative 10 is a minus 70, and that's equal to 14. Nothing to combine. Variables are on one side. My numbers aren't. So I need to move my minus 70. I'm going to add 70 to both sides of my equation. So I get 14y equals 70 plus 14 is 84. And then my final step is to get rid of that 14 by dividing. So to do that, I just simply divide by 14. I'm going to divide by 14, divide by 14, and I get y is equal to 6. And that's my final answer. Let's go on to level 5 questions, which are equations of distribution and combining like terms. So let's look at how these will work. Let me just copy and paste our PCVNA technique. That way I don't have to rewrite it a few times. Perfect. Okay, question number 1. I have negative 5 times the negative 2x minus 5 minus x minus 1. So I distribute my negative 5 to each term inside my parentheses. Negative 5 times negative 2x is 10x. Negative 5 times negative 5 is a positive 25. I then have my minus 1x and my minus 1, and that's equal to negative 12. I now no longer have parentheses, but I do need to combine like terms. I have to ask myself what a like term is with my 10x, and it's minus 1x. Make sure that you actually box in that sign. So you need to box the negative 1, not just 1. 10x minus 1x is 9x. Now, what's a like term with positive 25? Well, it's minus 1. 25 minus 1 is positive 24. So I have 9x plus 24 equals negative 12. So combined like terms, variables are on one side. I now need to move my numbers. So I need to ask myself, how do I get rid of that plus 24? I subtract 24 from both sides of my equation. So cancel, so I get 9x equals negative 12 minus 24 is negative 36. And then I simply get rid of that 9 by dividing. Divide, so I get x is equal to negative 36 divided by negative 9. Negative 36 divided by 9 is negative 4. And that's your final answer. Number 2. I have negative 2 times 3x minus 4 minus 1x minus 3 equals 33. I do a parenthesis, so I have to distribute that negative 2 to each term on the inside. Negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. Negative 2 times negative 4 is a positive 8. And then I'm at minus 1x minus 3 equals 33. We combine those like terms. So what's a like term with negative 6x? It's negative 1x. Negative 6 and negative 1 give me a negative 7. So I have negative 7x plus 8 minus 3 plus 5, because 8 minus 3 is 5. And that's equal to 33. I now need to get rid of that plus 5 because my variables are on one side, so I need to move that number. So minus 5 minus 5. So I get negative 7x equals 33 minus 5 is 28. And then I divide by a negative 7. So I get x is equal to negative 4. And that's my final answer. Okay, 2 more. Number 3. 5 times negative 2x minus 4 minus 2x plus 2 equals negative 42. I have parentheses, so I have to distribute. 5 times negative 2x is negative 10x. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. And then I have my minus 2x plus 2, and that's equal to negative 42. I need to combine my like terms, so what can I combine with negative 10x? Negative 2x. Negative 10 minus 2, negative 12, so negative 12x. And then negative 20 plus 2 is minus 18, and that's equal to negative 42. Like terms combined, variables on one side. Now I need to get my numbers on the other side. So I have to get rid of that minus 18, so I'm going to add 18 to both sides of my equation. Negative 42 plus 18 is negative 24. I now need to divide by a negative 12, so I'm going to divide by negative 12, divide by negative 12, and I get x is equal to 2, and that's my final answer. Number 4, final one. 3 times negative 4x minus 3 is equal to 3 times negative 4x minus 3 plus 5x minus 5 is equal to 0. I have parentheses, so I have to distribute that 3 to each term on the inside. 3 times negative 4x is negative 12x. 3 times negative 3 is minus 9. And then I have plus 5x minus 5 equals 0. Parentheses gone. Combine your like terms. Negative 12x and 5x is going to give me a negative 7x. Negative 9 and negative 5 will give me a minus 14, and that's equal to 0. Terms are combined, variables are on one side. I need to get my numbers on the other. So instead of subtracting 14, I'm going to add 14 to both sides of my equation. So I get negative 7x equals 14. And then my final step always is divide by that negative 7. Divide by negative 7. So I get 14 divided by negative 7 is negative 2. And that's my final answer. So make sure you complete your Delta Math, which is on Delta Math, and it's released. If you have any questions, email myself or Miss Townsend.